Now, Count on 2, live and local in the Lowcountry. This is News 2 at 6.
Good evening, I'm Carolyn Murray.
And I'm Brendan Clark. We have a Count on 2 news alert to tell you about tonight as 2 men have been arrested in connection to the shooting at the Tavern and Table restaurant on Shem Creek in Mount Pleasant.
Today, Mount Pleasant police arrested the 2 men you see right here, Joshua Washington and Brandon Daniels. Both have been charged with armed robbery, attempted murder, and 3 counts of kidnapping. They will have bond hearings tomorrow. It
was back on April 4th. The restaurant manager at Tavern and Table, Chris Dixon, was shot during this robbery. Police say the suspects entered through the back of the restaurant, demanded money from Dixon, then shot him. Dixon's friends tell us the bullet cracked his spine. It pierced his colon, kidney, and liver. We will continue to follow this story, bring you more details as it becomes available. The South Carolina Senate voted to cut power bills for SCE&G customers, but that could put at risk the deal set in place by Dominion Energy.
Yeah, it sure could. News 2's consumer investigator Libba Holland is in the Alert Center with more information. So, Libba, what is the status on the Dominion takeover?
Carolyn, Brendan, it really all depends on what our lawmakers do. The bill that passed the Senate yesterday, cutting SCE&G rates by 13%, now goes to the House for a vote. And if the House passes it, it then goes to the governor for him to sign. And if he does, Dominion Energy may walk away from their deal that may affect the money that you get back.
After the BC Summer Nuclear Project failed, leaving electric customers to foot the bill, Lexington Senator Nikki Setzler is ready for someone else to pay, but not just anyone.
SCANA has an obligation to the people of South Carolina. It's time that SCANA, not Dominion, stands up and recognizes their obligation and comes to the table.
He spoke for Senate Bill 954 that passed the group last night. The 18% rate hike SCE&G customers are paying now would be cut to only 5%. But Governor Henry McMaster has said that he would not sign anything that still has customers paying any rate hike. Also on the table right now, a Dominion Energy SCANA merger. With that, SCE&G customers would get an average of $1,000 back and their bills lowered by 7%. But if legislation passes to cut the rates before that sale goes through, Dominion says it will back out.
It would add to the cost of our moving forward. And we're really quite at the edge of what we can do and help the customers of South Carolina.
Both SCANA and Dominion released statements today discouraging the passing of this bill. Orangeburg Senator Brad Hutto argued that case.
We got a chance to get world-class leadership from a big corporation to come in here and fix a problem, have a private company come in and fix a private problem.
We don't do anything, and SCANA gives another $100 million dividend next quarter. I know what my constituents are going to ask me, where were you?
The Dominion Energy merger still has to pass through several committees and wouldn't take effect until later this year. You can read SCANA and Dominion Energy's full statements online right now at counton2.com. Live in the Alert Center, Libba Holland, Count on 2.
Libba, thank you. A Lowcountry mother is suing the South Carolina Secessionist Party. The mother says without her knowledge, that group gave her children Confederate flags, took their pictures holding it, then posted those pictures to the group's Facebook page. News 2's Dan Roberts spoke with the Secessionist Party today about this lawsuit.
One local mom says a picnic right here at White Point Gardens turned into her kids being targeted by South Carolina Secessionist Party.
Friday, Alicia Green filed a lawsuit against the South Carolina Secessionist Party and their leader, James Bessinger. According to the documents, she says while having a picnic with her family, 2 of her children asked to go see a fire truck. She says when they returned, her African-American children were wearing stickers of the Confederate flag. The children told her that members of the Secessionist Party put the stickers on them, took pictures of them, and then posted the pictures on Facebook with hashtags Teach the Youth the Truth and Dixie Rising. She says the post defamed and exploited her children, so she's seeking justice. Bessinger says the news about the lawsuit was completely unexpected.
At first I laughed because it's full of so much nonsense. And then I got to the end, and I was like, these people are serious. And then I trying to do. That's not how we operate.
Bessinger says although this lawsuit has been filed, he hasn't been served just yet. He tells me when he is served, his team of lawyers will be ready to countersue. In downtown Charleston, Deanne Roberts, Count on 2.
The city of Charleston has signed on with the Children's Trust of South Carolina as a pinwheel city. This is in support of their efforts to raise awareness for Child Abuse Prevention Month across the state of South Carolina. News 2's Sophia Arizosa attended the announcement, and she joins us now from downtown Charleston.
Walking around the city in the next month, you may spot a pinwheel like this one. It's meant to represent the innocence of a child, and it's a symbol that our community is taking a stand against child abuse. 8% of children suffer from abuse, whether it be physical, sexual, emotional, or even witnessing domestic violence. And today's event was aimed to raise awareness. Charleston Mayor John Tecklenburg spoke along with representatives from Children's Trust, Dee Norden, and the Department of Social Services. They said it's a prevalent problem, and it's important our children have adult role models.
It's really a problem, and it happens across all demographic groups. 8% of children will experience some form of child abuse, be it sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, or witnessing domestic violence every year. So it's so important if somebody has a concern that they say something, because we also know that over half of those children won't tell anyone during that year.
April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and there are ways you can get involved. They say the best thing you can do is to have open conversations with the children in your life so they know you're an adult that they can trust and they can share something they might be hiding. Reporting in downtown Charleston, Sophia Arizosa, Count on 2.
Happening tonight, the teenager accused of shooting his father will be in bond court. 16-year-old Keith Spencer is expected to appear before a judge where he will be charged with attempted murder. On Wednesday, Berkeley County Sheriff's deputies were called to Red Palmetto Trailer Park on Royal Road. Deputies believe an argument between Spencer and his father led to the shooting. They arrested the teenager after he left the scene. That shooting is still being investigated tonight.
Continuing coverage today, Korean War veteran Army Sergeant Finley Davis was laid to rest. Davis was buried with full honors next to his wife. It was back in 1950. Sergeant Davis was captured during the Korean War. He died 1 year later. Over 60 years later, his remains were identified, and this week were flown back here to North Charleston, where he was finally reunited with his family.
Dorchester County wants to recruit teenagers to work at polling locations on Election Day come June.
Yeah, the idea focuses on getting the younger general involved in the electoral process. News 2's Dorchester County reporter Stetson Miller explains.
Dorchester County is looking to get young people involved in the electoral process. The county offers students under the age of 18 the opportunity to work the polls and to learn more about local elections.
Low young voter turnout is common across the country, but Dorchester County officials are hoping this initiative can get more young people interested in elections before they're even old enough to cast their votes.
When students get involved, they get early on a great understanding of why this is important and why people should be involved in the electoral process.
Right now, the county is looking for 16 and 17-year-olds to work as poll managers for the upcoming primaries in June. Officials say they need around 30 teens. They'll be assigned to check IDs, set up voting machines, and help voters at the polls. A few years ago, Rachel Mallett got involved as a teenager. She said she had an interest in politics, and after working as a poll manager, she continues to be involved today.
My dad has always been into politics, so I always found it fascinating how they work, and I feel like it's your civic duty to volunteer for them.
Now, if you want to get involved in the program, you can call the Dorchester County Board of Voter Registration or head to our website, counton2.com, to find out more. In Somerville, Stetson Miller, Count on 2.
The bill that is designed to raise the high school dropout rate from 17 to 18 will head to the Education Committee next week. This bill is sponsored by State Representative Jerry Govan of Orangeburg. In March, the subcommittee unanimously passed the bill. It was scheduled to go before the full committee 3 weeks later, but the bill missed the crossover date from the House to the Senate.
South Carolina lawmakers want to ban drones from airspace near military bases or prisons. A House subcommittee voted unanimously today for legislation to make flying drones within a certain distance of the facilities a misdemeanor. It could cost you up to $500, even 30 days in jail. Authorized drones registered by the Federal Aviation Administration for monitoring or drones approved by military officials or the Department of Corrections would be exempt. Nearly 3 dozen injured veterans took part in today's Warrior Ride. Bob Racine served 3 tours in Vietnam and started this Warrior Ride back in 2006. This is designed to let injured veterans focus on what they can do.
We're losing 22 service members a day to suicides. We've gone over 126,000 since 2005. And so our job is letting the public know there is a war going on. They're still coming home injured, and they need all our help and support.
The Warrior Ride continues tomorrow and Saturday. They will be in Charleston, then head to Moncks Corner Saturday.
We want you to take a look at this. Sea Island Habitat for Humanity is holding one of its Women Build Weeks. This week, women volunteers are helping build an affordable house for family. This week, volunteers are building at the Heritage Oaks community that's on James Island. If you would like to contribute, Habitat for Humanity is looking for volunteers. You can volunteer through Saturday. For more information on exactly what you need to do, just go to our website, counton2.com.
Next on News 2.
It is no secret, Charleston is famous for great Southern food.
And tonight's restaurant report card, find out what grade your favorite dining spot received from health inspectors.